Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Um, so today I'm going to be talking about things that are actually uh, bringing us money, but we don't actually realize it due to what is happening to the country right now as far as coronavirus and better known as the COVID-19. And I'm going to be talking about those things that are bringing us money, which we don't realize because we're so scared and panicking and don't actually realize that we're actually making money right now. But I'll be discussing that in the video. But before I do, make sure, if you haven't already, become a subscriber to my channel. If you are a subscriber already, continue supporting my channel. If you have any comments after the video, make sure to put them down at the bottom. Once you become a subscriber, make sure to hit that bell for my latest and up-to-date segments from my channel. Okay? Make sure to wait to the end because I have one thing that will actually help you and many others become wealthy through this crisis. So let me begin. Now, even though we're going through this crisis, there are things, there are forces, there are things out of our control that are actually making us money. Now I'm going to break it down that these are things that we may not realize because we're going through so much chaos and turmoil right now that we turn a blind eye to these things that are actually bringing us money. But we just have to be conscious of these things that are out of our control, but yet they're making us money. So the first thing is, due to this crisis, many restaurants are closing their doors. Yes, many people who are employed at these restaurants are out of a job, many of them, but it's forcing us to save money. Because think about it, if you actually go to a restaurant, maybe say on average 3 days out of the week, and each meal say about $10, so if you go 3 days out of the week, that's 30 bucks. So since we're now forced not to actually go to a restaurant because many of them are closed, okay, and many times when people go to the restaurant, they like to sit down and conversate as they eat. But since it's only few restaurants that have to buy and go, many of them have to close their doors. So it's actually forcing us to not go to the restaurants, which is saving us about $30, $40 each week. So if you times that by 4, how much is that? Right, about $120 a month that we just saved, which can go towards a bill or 2 bills, right? So that's the first thing we don't realize that's happening right now, that we're being forced to actually save money due to us not going eating at restaurants. So that's one. Another one is going to the movies. Okay, since this epidemic is out and rampant, there's actually an excuse not to go to the movies now since it's closed. Now we don't have to spend almost a $20 ticket for each one. That's almost $30, $40. Then on top of that, you have popcorn for another $10, and then you have soda and then snacks. That's another $15, $20. So you do the math. So if you think about it, say on average about 50 bucks. So probably people will probably go to the movies maybe twice a month on average. So you're looking at what, 100 bucks you just saved. That can go towards groceries or some other bills, or you can just save that and pay off debt. So that's another thing that we're being forced into, that we're not constantly thinking that we actually are saving money due to us not going to the movies and watching a movie. So that's one. That's the second one. That's another one. And then on top of that, okay, we are no longer shopping at the malls because they're all closed, right? Many of them are not working right now, and many of those malls are closed due to the large population that goes to these malls, right? So now, since the malls are closed, we don't have to go and buy Gucci right now, right? So we're saving that money that we would be spending on buying clothes, shoes, right? So on average, what we probably shop maybe, let's say, twice a month. We'll go shopping, buy maybe a pair of pants, shirt, shoes, maybe, right? So that's another what, 100, almost $200 that we just saved by being forced not to go to the malls because they're closed. Even though many people are not being able to work right now, but that's forcing the consumer to not spend and be forced to save that money. So that's another thing that's also forcing us to save money. So that's about maybe $100, $200. So right now, how much we have so far? So that's 100, another 100, another 200, $400 to $500 that we just saved each month, right? So then we have vacations, right? So now, due to people being banned from other countries from coming here, and we're also being forced not to travel. All right, so on average, think about it. Take a trip somewhere like Europe, Asia, Africa. You're probably talking about maybe what, $1,000 or more. So maybe on average 2 times a year a vacation. Since majority of people may go with another person if you're in a relationship or whatnot, right? So that's almost what, 2-3 grand. So you're talking about 2 times out of the year. So what? That saves you about 2 to 4 grand, right? So that's forcing you to save money. On top of that, think about going on a cruise. All right, on average, that's about $300, $400, $500 per person. And you go as a couple, that's $1,000, almost $1,500. So you just saved another $1,000 there. All right, so these are things that are not consciously thinking about, but at the same time, this is forcing us to not spend that money on those type of luxuries, right? Because a lot of those are wants, those are not needs, right? So then, on top of that, now that majority of us are either laid off or working, right, from home, now you don't have to spend so much money and energy and gas driving your car to the office, right? So now gas prices are much cheaper and you're not doing so much driving since you're at home working, right? So that's what, on average, 20, 30 bucks that is being saved, right? So that's another thing that you can actually save on, because you no longer have to drive over to the office in order to get work done. So that's another thing. And then on top of that, all right, you go to the grocery stores and a lot of the things are taken away. So that kind of budget you to save, forces you in budget to save money, since a lot of the things you may be looking for are not there. And then that helps you save money on top of that. And then you can use that money to help save for other groceries or other things you may need to get at the grocery store. Okay, so I mentioned that there was a big bonus to this besides doing freelancing, and that is the opportunity, because they say a lot of people become millionaires and billionaires during a crisis. So why not just focus on creating your own YouTube channel? You know, who knows? You may be the one who get recognized and become a huge hit. So make sure to subscribe, put a comment at the bottom, hit that bell, and make sure to smash that like button. Have a great day.